Good morning. Welcome to episode 11 of Raw Cut. It's Thursday, October 5, currently 9 days out from the contest. Weighed in this week at 94 kilograms, waist measurement at 76.1 centimeters, waist skin fold down to 2.5 millimeters, and currently consuming 2,400 calories per day. Guys, this episode of Raw Cut, a hybrid episode. We're going to go in depth with cardio and training, and because we're close to the show as well, we're going to go in depth with mindset so you guys can see what's going on in here as we get super close to the show. Starting off bright and early on this Thursday morning, I got myself an early morning date with the devil. Let's go. All right, cardio is done. Just over 150 floors in 30 minutes. Showered, changed, and here in the kitchen, in the casa, preparing a little bit of breakfast. My coffee's brewing over here. Let me just turn that off real quick. My ingredients for my breakfast about to go down. We'll come back to that in a second, but first, wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about cardio, where I'm at with cardio and where my mindset is at with cardio as well. So at this point, very close to the show, I'm pretty much maxing out on cardio, guys. So I went down the route of keeping my calories as high as I possibly could to try and fight some of the hunger and whatnot that I'm experiencing, and just increasing cardio to increase my caloric output to continue to push me further and further into caloric deficit. So at the moment, my morning cardio is Devil's Staircase 5 times a week, and aiming for that 150 floors in 30 minutes. So it gives you a good idea of the intensity of the Devil's Staircase, of the Stairmaster. 2 mornings a week, hitting my CrossFit style Metcon, high intensity interval training, for 15 minutes of work still. So I'm doing cardio every single morning, 7 mornings a week. 5 of them medium intensity, steady state on the Devil's Staircase. 2 of them high intensity interval training, CrossFit style Metcon. Then post-workout, I'm also doing a lot of cardio. So I'm doing cardio 6 times a week post-workout. Of those 6 times, I'm doing 3 Tabata style hits, but I'm doing them twice. So Tabata is usually 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 8 intervals or for 4 minutes. So I'm doing that, then resting a minute, and then doing it again. And I'll do that 3 times a week, so 3 times post-workout. And then I'll hop back on the Devil's Staircase and do that the other 3 times a week. So doing a lot of cardio, guys. And what I'll get Dilip, the cutting specialist, to do now is pop up that table again that we saw a few episodes ago that kind of shows you how my cardio has progressed during this cut. And you can kind of see where I'm at now, that I'm doing a lot of cardio, especially compared to my starting point, compared to, you know, when I was doing some low intensity, steady state first thing in the morning, and my CrossFit style Metcons for like 10 minutes of work. So you can kind of see that I've definitely taken the route of, you know, increasing my caloric output. And what that really has allowed me to do, and I'll speak to you guys a little bit more about this later on in this episode, is keep my calories high. So I haven't had to, you know, drop too low. I haven't had to drop to, you know, 2,000 calories, or, you know, even some guys will go below 2,000 calories. I've been able to keep them quite high, which has been good for a couple of reasons, for battling my hunger, but then also good for, you know, allowing me to maintain the gains as well. I'm getting a lot of nutrients in still. So that's where I'm at with cardio, what it actually looks like. The biggest challenge with cardio at the moment is it's really hard, especially first thing in the morning. The fasted cardio first thing in the morning is, man, incredibly difficult. You know, I compare it now to when I started this cut, where I look forward to my cardio in the morning. It was a great way to start the day. Whereas now, I wake up, you know, immediately. As soon as you wake up, you pretty much feel fatigued. You know, you want to keep sleeping, and then to have to go and do cardio without eating. So fasted cardio is very difficult. You know, a couple of minutes on the Devil's Staircase, and I'm pretty much ready to call it quits. You know, a minute into a CrossFit style Metcon, and I'm like, man, 14 more of those. So it's very difficult, and that's why, I mentioned earlier on in Raw Cut, it's all about very early on setting the routine and setting the habits so that when it does get very difficult, you're almost autonomous. You don't even have to think about it. It just happens. You get up, you do your cardio. It's not even an option. And that's why doing that early on is very important, because as it gets deeper into the cut and it gets more and more difficult, if your mindset is, well, I'm tired this morning, how about I skip cardio, or I'll skip it now and make it up, another day or later on in the day or whatever it may be, that kind of thought process can't even enter your mind, because if it's there, you will take it. There's no question about it, you will take it. So that's where I'm at with cardio. That's where my mindset's at with cardio. I'm gonna cook this breakfast up and we will see you guys while I'm eating breakfast. All right, breakfast almost about to go down. And while this episode isn't in particular gonna look at diet and supplements, I did want to show you guys my breakfast, because a lot of people refuse to believe that I still eat a breakfast that looks like this so close to a show. So let me get straight into it. Of course, nothing you guys haven't seen before, although this flavor you haven't seen before, MTS Whey and birthday cake. Going in to make my MTS Whey sludge with rice puffs and frozen blueberries. So my granola is out, rice puffs are in, and then my world famous MTS Whey waffle cooking away in the waffle. Oh, it's almost ready, guys. Cooking away in the waffle maker with some frozen blueberries, throwing it down with a black coffee with a quarter scoop of Ambrosia Ritual AM, and then throwing this meal down with 1 tab of machine uptake to help with digestion, and 3 capsules of core load to make sure the carbs in this meal are going where I want them to go, and that is of course into muscle. So that's what my breakfast looks like. And guys, yes, I will eat this exact breakfast right up until the day of the show. At this point, it won't change at all. What you saw just there, what I will eat for the next 9 days right up until the day of the show. So one of my favorite meals, this and my post-workout meal are definitely my 2 favorite meals at this point in time. And if I get to show you any other meals during the day, you'll find out why. They're the biggest meals, they're the biggest carb meals as well, and they're the tastiest meals, most definitely. One of the things that, I guess when I was younger, I guess I used to believe it. I used to believe the bro science about like cutting protein powders and cutting artificial sweeteners and whatnot out of your diet as you get closer to the show. But, experience rings true, guys. It literally makes no difference. The one difference doing stuff like this, keeping things like protein waffles and protein sludge and stuff that that you look forward to, the one difference it does make is it helps your feeling of well-being and makes you happy when you're eating them. But so far as changes to your physique of cutting your protein powder out because your body has to work harder to break down whole foods and doesn't have to work as hard to break down a protein powder, or cutting out artificial sweeteners because they cause your body to have an insulin spike or cause you to retain water, based on my personal experience, in my personal opinion, makes absolutely no difference. So if you want to keep them in your diet and you can fit them in your caloric intake and in your macronutrient intake, keep them in. Here in the boardroom at MJHQ, about to head into a 3-way Skype meeting with our interstate retail store managers over in Western Australia and Victoria. And I've got a couple of minutes beforehand, so I thought I'd sit down with you guys real quick and continue our discussion about hunger that I touched on very briefly. There's no denying, guys, that at this stage of a contest prep, this close to a show, this deep into a contest prep, the hunger is literally non-stop, unbearable type hunger. The best way I can describe it, if you've never experienced going deep into a contest prep before and getting contest stage lean and staying stage lean or continuing to push through, is think of the time when you can remember being the most hungry you've ever been, and imagine feeling like that every second of every day. That's really what it feels like. I mean, when you have a meal, of course you feel satisfied, but that period of satisfaction lasts for me, it's probably tops out at half an hour. So my breakfast meal you saw, so literally half an hour after that breakfast meal, I'm thinking about when's my next meal. I'm thinking about, when do I get to eat again, because I'm hungry like straight away. And you guys would know that between my meals, there's usually around 3 to 4 hours. So there's a sustained period of time after every meal until the next one comes along where the hunger pains, and it literally is a hunger pain, is at play, and trying to force you to cheat on your diet, trying to force you to eat. I mean, there's a lot of different physiological things going on at play. Your hormones are trying to get you to consume more calories because you're so far into caloric deficit. Your brain's trying to get you to consume more calories because your body fat's very low, and it's sending signals that, hold on a second, my body fat shouldn't be this low. Why am I eating such little amount of food? Why am I exercising so much? Why am I so far in caloric deficit? This is not the way that the body is supposed to run. So there's a lot of different forces at play that are really trying to get you to eat, which is why you feel hungry all the time. And it goes back to what I mentioned earlier on in this video with regards to cardio, also applies to your diet. And it comes back to setting those habits and setting those routines very early on, so that when you get to this stage of a prep, the mindset, the thought of cheating on your diet, or the thought of having more food than you're supposed to, or the thought of putting in another meal when you're not supposed to have another meal, it doesn't even enter your mind. Because if it does, at this stage, it's very, very difficult in terms of willpower to fight that off. So if you can set yourself up very early on in a contest prep, or very early on in a cut, where the mindset is that that's not even a possibility. It's not even possible for the thought of me cheating on my diet to come into my mind. I know I'm hungry. I know I've got hunger pains, but it's just not a possibility. I'm just going to have to cope with it. I'm going to have to deal with it until the next meal rolls around. That's why it's so important to set those foundations very early on in a cut. Because I tell you what, guys, if you have those thoughts, it's literally, it's not a question of willpower. People always say to me, oh, your willpower is so good. It's not a question of willpower, because the thought doesn't even come into my head. It's literally impossible that I'm going to cheat on my diet. It's impossible that I'm going to have an extra rice cake, or 50 extra grams of chicken, or whatever it may be. It's just not a possibility. I know the structure, and I don't even let those thoughts enter my mind, because I've set that structure, I've set those foundations, I've set the routine and the habits very early on. So I've been preparing, over the course of the last 18 weeks to get me to this point where those thoughts don't even enter my mind. That being said, there are a few tips and tricks that I do have to kind of help with the hunger, help with battling through the hormonal and the psychological responses of your body trying to get you to eat. That is, I showed you guys this one before, and you'll notice I'm chewing gum at the moment. That is gum. I pretty much chew gum between all of my meals. Some people, it's funny because some people say that it makes them more hungry when they chew gum. I get the opposite effect. When I chew gum, it's almost like I'm tricking my body into thinking that I'm eating something. Sugar-free gum, of course, don't get it twisted, sugar-free gum. But I find that really helps. The other thing I find really helps is drinking a lot of water. So, you can kind of confuse your body into thinking you're full by filling your stomach up with water rather than food. And I find that helps a lot as well. So I actually increase my water intake, as I get deeper into a contest prep and as I get hungrier and hungrier, because I find that really helps with fighting off those hunger pains in between meals. Just a couple of tricks that I use personally myself. And then apart from that, man, you just have to put up with it. You just have to try and find ways to cope, man. And just know that, the next meal is not too far away. It's not going to satisfy you for very long, but it's not too far away. All right, I'm going to head into this meeting, and we will catch you guys during the day. Here at my desk, and meal number 2 about to go down, and I'm excited for this one, guys. Courtesy of Ready Fit Meals, of course, my grilled seasoned chicken breast with my steamed green beans, my 10 grams of macadamia nuts, throwing it down with a full shaker of core ABC in my favorite gummy snakes flavor. Man, this meal smells so damn good. I'm not even gonna waste any more time and get this in. Here in the kitchen at MJHQ, it's early afternoon, and look who I've just run into Here at the dining table, of course, it's boss Josh.
Howdy.
What's happening, man?
Just having some food.
We were just having a very interesting conversation at my desk, as a matter of fact, which is why I grabbed the camera and tracked you down here in the kitchen about contest prep. And if you didn't know, this episode is on cardio training and mindset.
Okay.
All things. And we were just having a discussion about it would be a good episode to do mindset because we're training together tonight.
We are.
And you said, what time do you want to train?
Yeah.
And I said, as late as possible. Because I have a shitload of work to do,
Yep.
which leads me into the segue. And you've see, for those of you who don't know, Boss Josh has done contest prep before. Did very well. Give us some quick details.
I competed at IMBA and then A&B, both the state champs, and I won the men's bikini title,
Yeah.
aka men's fitness.
Yeah.
And then I went off to IMBA nationals, and I realized I was pretty small and skinny and didn't get a placing.
And this is how you turned into Boss Josh.
Sure, yeah.
Because you're not small and skinny anymore. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, our discussion then kind of went into, as you get deeper into contest prep, how difficult it is to concentrate.
Yeah.
Now, I've already spoken to the viewers in this episode about how hungry you get, but actually didn't touch on the concentration side of things.
Man, it's like a mental fogginess
Yeah.
majority of the time.
It is.
You lose, like, you don't wake up feeling fresh anymore. You wake up, you're cloudy head.
mentioned that.
Yeah. You just it's not fun.
It's a constant battle of hunger, as I've already spoken to you guys about, and fatigue, which I've spoken to you guys about, but then also mental acuity is the constant battle as well.
Yeah, which is why you guys get really good monthly specials around this time of the year. It's because when I sit down with him, I'm just like, hey man, what do you think about like this discount? You don't even work the numbers out. You just go, yeah,
I like it. Yep, it'll work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's good for you guys, but
There you go.
When he realizes about a couple months later when he's got the carbs back up, it's not great. But
it is seriously, it is one of the biggest challenges, and possibly, and I've said this many times, probably not on camera before, but I've said it to you and many people many times, is that I really, in terms of the challenges for me in a contest prep, I don't find dieting difficult. I'm hungry, but like I know what to expect and I just deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't find training difficult. I hate cardio, but I don't find it difficult. I just do it.
Just get it done.
The biggest challenge for me, the thing I find most difficult, is the fogginess, the mental fogginess. Because I hate not being like razor sharp mentally.
Yeah, exactly. If you're used to it, you normally spend most of your time like that, being able to make real fast decisions and being able to respond to things on the fly.
Yeah.
It really messes with you.
That's the thing I find most challenging, and that's the thing I find most frustrating as well.
Yeah.
It really pisses me off more than anything.
Especially because it's self-inflicted as well.
Well, that's why it's frustrating, because I'm like, I've got like less than 2 weeks left. I can't wait to actually get some calories back in, but not for the affecting the hunger, not for affecting the energy, but primarily the ability to concentrate. Is what I look forward to the most, going back into caloric surplus and actually being able to concentrate. So, but one of the things that I do that I guess it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense when I say it like this, but I'm going to say it anyway, that I do to kind of help me battle through that, is I try and keep as busy as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like if I force myself to have to be as sharp as I can be, for some reason I kind of like lift.
Yeah.
I kind of lift to it. Whereas if I'm doing boring shit that doesn't take a lot of brain power, I'll tend to drop.
Yeah, your body goes, all right, cool, we can sort of chill out now.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. It's almost like you become a product of your circumstance.
Exactly.
So I try and keep as busy as possible.
Yeah.
While we're talking about mental focus though, it is mid-afternoon.
It is mid-afternoon, it is, isn't it?
I should probably go find Nevos.
You should definitely find Nevos this time.
Nevos. Let me go see where he is. Big Nevos.
Big boy.
I got one question and one question only for you. What time is it?
I'm trying to eat. What time is it?
It's Utopia time, baby.
Bit shaky there, mate. How much have you had of that?
I need more.
It's like crack.
Here, take that shit. Take that shit.
Is this another empty one? No.
No, that's full, mate. That's get me some Zoom and focus action, as a matter of fact. Give me some of that. That is the all-new strawberry kiwi flavour.
Because last time you did this to me, you gave me an empty tub.
Did.
Release it. At least there is stuff in there this time.
And tell us about the strawberry kiwi.
It's my second favourite flavour.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Behind?
What was that lime flavour?
Lime mint? Are you serious?
Yeah, it was delicious.
Lime mint over strawberry kiwi?
Yeah. It was like a mojito.
Your taste buds are all kinds of up, mate. All kinds of up. Seriously though, it is Utopia time, and just going on from what I was talking to you guys about with Boss Josh, this is when this stuff, your nootropic type supplements, becomes like a godsend. You know, being able to drop a scoop of Utopia and get that elevated level of mental focus for, you know, 2-3 hours is just, you really, really appreciate it at this stage of a contest prep. And Nevos appreciates it anytime.
I do, yeah.
love it.
I'm all for it at any time of the day, any point of the day.
Yeah, how many times a day?
With Utopia, it's at least 4 to 5 of them. It's all about that roller coaster.
Oh shit.
It's a roller coaster of life.
That's it. Back here in the kitchen, end of the day here at MJHQ. Now, I skipped a meal during the day for you guys, but I will show you this meal, my pre-workout meal, of course. Check this out, guys. Once again, courtesy of Ready Fit Meals. I got my seasoned grilled chicken breast with my green beans. I got some rice cakes, my pre-workout carbohydrates, washing it down with another scoop of core ABC in a full shaker of water. I've gone for the appletini flavor on this occasion. 1 tab of machine uptake to help with digestion. 3 capsules of core load to make sure the carbs are going where I want them to go. That's my pre-workout meal, and it's actually perfect timing because another delivery. Ready Fit Meals, Asher, Joe, and Millie. Millie's getting her meals from Ready Fit Meals, Ready Fit Meals delivery as well. So I'm gonna smash this pre-workout meal down, and I will catch you guys at pre-workout subs. Pre-workout subs about to go down, but before they go down, let me just tell you guys that this next like 2-hour period is literally the best I feel all day. within the 24-hour period, this is the 2 hours of goodness right now, because I've had my pre-workout meal with my biggest dose of carbs. That now those rice cakes pre-workout are my biggest dose of carbs throughout the day, so I feel good because of that. And I'm about to get a pre-workout into me as well, so I feel absolutely spectacular for the next couple of hours. Boss Josh,
Yeah, man.
tonight's going to be particularly spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
Because of a couple of things.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell the viewers?
We're gonna make it rain.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Make it rain, make it rain.
I'm so excited.
Yet to be released in Australia and very difficult to get even in the US at this point in time.
shit.
But this guy
Got the hookups.
got the hookups. What flavor are we using?
We're going Area 51,
Oh shit.
which, like, you know, you're like, what is that? It's a green apple, though. You look at it, it's green. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a candy green apple.
Now, those of you who have been following TMJ in the USA and following my workouts on Snapchat and Instagram story would know that I have trained on rain. I reckon I've had 5 or 6 workouts now.
You've trained on it more than I have.
Rain. Yeah, well, because I had
Yeah,
sample packets that
I
the
know.
brothers at Olympus Labs hooked me up with, and I have, every time I've trained on it, the workouts have been delicious. So I'm super pumped. Not only do I feel great from the pre-workout meal, but we're about to drop some of this, and it's going to be amazing. But it gets better as well,
Yeah.
because intra workout.
We get to do the 1-2 punch. We're also doing the 1-2-3 punch with the rest of your pre-workout as well. But
Yet to be released, Olympus Labs Endure.
literally rocked up like less than an hour ago.
Yeah,
Like,
Literally.
what timing?
yeah. In fact, probably by the time this video goes live, we will have done the pre-release and already sold
Yeah.
out. So, sorry guys.
Shouldn't even show you guys. I feel bad. Like,
It's just a tease. Flavor on this one?
we're going. Well, I just grabbed unicorn's blood because it sounds
Unicorn's
like
blood.
the weirdest. But we also have snake venom or tropical thunder. So I don't know.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell. All right, let's get ourselves a scoop of rain in. Let's get to the gym, and we will see you guys when we get there. Let's go. All right, here we are at Anytime Fitness, Mitchell Park. Before we get this workout started, good opportunity to talk to you guys about my workouts, my workout split, and where I'm at with everything. So my workout split still hasn't changed. It's exactly the same as it's been throughout this entire contest prep. Still hitting the same muscle groups on the same days as episode 1 of Raw Cut. So the split is exactly the same. The biggest thing that's changed with my workouts is definitely the intensity of my workouts. And what I mean by that is my intensity has gone up. There's a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, because my energy levels are reduced, I'm trying to get my workouts done as quickly as possible. So I'm trying to make use of that small period of time that I was telling you guys about where I feel fantastic for a couple of hours. So I want to get to the gym, get my workout done, get my cardio done while I'm in that period of feeling really, really good, rather than trying to drag it out and then towards the end of the workout I'm feeling tired. By the time I get to cardio, it's the last thing I want to do. So I'm really trying to ramp up the intensity to really try and get the same amount of work done in a shorter period of time. The second reason why I'm ramping up the intensity is, once again, it's similar to that effect that I was talking to you guys about, where I was saying that even though my mental capacity is reduced, when I start to ask more of myself, I kind of lift. Exactly the same idea behind workout intensity. So I'm purposely increasing my intensity, purposely doing more supersets, more giant sets, more trisets, purposely trying to get more work done in a shorter period of time. So it really forces me not to worry about how tired I am, how fatigued I am, how sore my body is. It really forces me to just switch on, get in the zone, and get the workout done as quickly as possible. Boss Josh.
Yeah, man.
Are you ready for this shit, man?
I'm ready.
We're about to train some shoulders, baby. Let's get it on.
Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. How we twist shit. What changed but the name? Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. How we twist shit. What changed but the name? Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. How we twist shit. What changed but the name? Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. We still here. You rockin' with the best. You rockin' with the bad boy. Bad boy. With the bad boy. Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. How we twist shit. What changed but the name? Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. How we twist shit. What changed but the name? Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. How we twist shit. What changed but the name? Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. How we twist shit. What changed but the name? Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. How we twist shit. What changed but the name? Nothing but big things. Check the hit list. We still here. You rockin' with the best. You rockin'
wrap for that shoulder workout. Not quite a wrap for this workout in total. You guys know we got some post-workout Tabata to hit. And as I mentioned to you this morning, I'm doing 2 rounds of Tabata post-workout at the moment. So tonight, the first round is going to be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, maximum effort for 8 rounds. So 4 minutes on the rower, then 1 minute rest, and then another round of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, maximum effort for 4 minutes on this bad boy, the assault bike. We're aiming for 1,000 meters on the rower, so 1 kilometer on the rower, and then 80 calories on the assault bike. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's go. Back here at the Casa, post-workout gains. About to go down another meal, courtesy of Ready Fit Meals. You guys have seen this one before. Grilled porterhouse steak, cinnamon sweet potato, whole grain seeded mustard, and here's a little addition. Zucchini pasta with a touch of soy sauce. Throwing this down with her Pepsi Max, baby. And Asha,
Hey.
what's happening? I haven't seen you all episode. Where you been hiding?
In the gym.
This is actually this is quite interesting for you guys to see. Perfect timing, as a matter of fact. Asha's post-workout meal is almost identical to mine.
I think I've got more sweet potatoes.
But you have more carbs
Yeah.
post-workout. So this is my meal that you guys just saw, and this is Asha's meal. So you have slightly less steak,
How much steak do you have?
less protein. I've got 180 grams.
140.
And then I have, at the moment, 100 grams of sweet potato. You?
250 or 200?
I think that looks like 200. It looks like about double. So you've actually got more carbs post-workout than I do. But you don't have zucchini pasta.
No, I'm supposed to have cucumber.
Yeah, well, looks like you're not having cucumber tonight. All right, we are going to smash down this post-workout meal, and I will catch you guys later on tonight for a little bit of a summary and to wrap up this episode. Post-workout meal is done. I just finished off with a little bit of work. It is late. It is approaching just before midnight, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm pretty damn tired at the moment. I'm looking forward to getting to bed and getting a little bit of sleep in. Funnily enough, one of the things that I experience every contest prep, and this has been no different, is the deeper I get into prep, the more difficult it is to sleep solidly, which is very strange. And I mentioned this to you guys in the last episode of Diet and Supplements when I brought Core Z into my supplementation regime to help me get good sleep, good REM sleep, and help me get restful sleep. as I said, as I get deeper into a prep, it becomes more difficult to sleep solidly. And it gets worse as I get deeper into prep, as I kind of get leaner, as I get further and further into caloric deficit. And it's very strange because it's not that I'm not tired. I'm tired, like I'm tired most of the day. I have a feeling of fatigue most of the day. And I do, as soon as my head hits the pillow, I do fall asleep quite easily, but I don't sleep solidly. I might sleep for 2 hours, wake up, or, I might sleep for 3 hours and then I'm like wide awake and I actually get up and, get my laptop out and do some work. It's one of those really strange things, and there must be a physiological reason for it. I can't figure it out personally. It's got to have something to do with cortisol levels and insulin response or some sort of hormone level. I'm not 100% sure. So if you guys know, let me know. I just know that it is one of those things that I get, this close to a show. Usually it starts in the last 4 weeks. So 4 weeks out from a show, and gets progressively worse as I get closer to the show. As I just, as tired as I am, as fatigued as I am, I just can't get solid sleep. So it's kind of that catch-22 where, I'm looking forward to bed, but I'm kind of not looking forward to bed because I know that I'm not going to sleep solidly tonight, for whatever reason. But, it is what it is. The last thing that I wanted to address with you guys before we wrap up this episode as well is a typical kind of general line of questioning that I tend to get through the DMs on socials. When you guys see me on the devil's staircase at stupid hours in the morning or stupid hours of the night doing cardio, or you see me talking about the hunger pains or difficulty concentration, a lot of the stuff that I've spoken about in this episode. A lot of people hit me up and they ask me, why are you doing this? And really what they're asking is what kind of motivates me to do this, and what motivates me to continue doing these contest preps and continue going and attempting to win titles, win championships, when there's not a whole lot of return in it. There's no financial gain, there's no notoriety that goes along with it, there's no real return on this effort, and this pain that I'm kind of going through to achieve this end result. And there are a couple of things that motivate me to continue to do this, guys. Especially at this point, as I'm getting closer and closer to the show, the things that continue to push me through, that continue to motivate me. The first one is the amount of sacrifices that I've given up along the way. The amount of meals that I've sacrificed, the social occasions that I may have sacrificed here or there. The sacrifice that has gone in so far into this prep. As you get closer towards the end of the prep, as difficult as it gets, as hungry as you are, as fatigued as you are, you just think about all those sacrifices, and you're so close to the end. You can see the light at the tunnel. You can feel the heat coming from the light at the tunnel, and I almost get a little bit inspired a little bit by the amount of sacrifice that has gone into this prep, up until this point. But I guess on a deeper level, what kind of, motivates me even more than that is you guys. The thousands of you that, look up to these videos and look to me for inspiration and motivation to achieve your own health and fitness goals. Whether that's competing or not, for most of you, I know it's not. For most of you, it might be losing a little bit of weight or building a little bit of muscle to assist your health and well-being, to assist your self-esteem, to make you feel better about yourself. It might be changing body composition. It might be a performance-based goal to help you perform better, a particular performance-based sport. Whatever it may be. I know that a lot of you do look to MassiveJoes as MassiveJoes and these videos and my own personal social media for inspiration and motivation. And that is really the driving force for me, especially as I get closer and closer to a show, and it becomes really, really difficult. I'm constantly thinking about the thousands of you that'll watch this video, the thousands of you that'll take inspiration from it and not skip your cardio session or not skip your gym session or not cheat on your diet because, you know, you see me doing it. You know, if Joe can do it, well, I can do it. So, you know, I have to say thank you guys for the continuous inspiration and motivation that allows me to continue to do this and continue to push myself as hard as I can push, because I know that, you know, I'm setting an example for a bunch of you guys. So I just want to say thank you to you guys and explain that, you know, you guys really are my inspiration and my motivation as much as I may be your inspiration, motivation. So thank you guys. And I think that's a good point to say that's a wrap for this episode of Raw Cut. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode as we get closer and closer to the show. As always, don't forget to turn your post notifications on, both on your mobile and your desktop PC, so you don't miss a beat when it comes to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. Don't miss an episode of Raw Cut. Guys, if you like this video, be sure to like this video. If you've got any questions, queries, comments, or concerns, drop them as a comment down below to this video. And you guys know that I personally get back to each and every comment on all of the Raw Cut videos. So you'll be speaking to me, you got a direct line to me with any questions that you may have about anything you've seen in this video. Now, I will see you guys, if all goes to plan, next week. I want to do a very special episode of Raw Cut that specifically addresses peak week for those of you who do compete, or even those of you who don't, that are just interested in what happens in peak week. I think that would be kind of cool for you guys to see how I go about a peak week and really, you know, the final few days of a contest prep leading into a contest. So if all goes to plan, I will see you guys next week. Until then, coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay massive.